Howdy y'all, Stock Warden here, back with another Palantir Technologies update. So for today we're going to go over a lot of some of the new stuff that's been coming through and some of the great boosts that has came in through the weekend. So we had a pretty quiet week across the board last week coming off of the holiday weekend, but everything is now, since the end of last week into the weekend here, everything is ready to hit the ground running, so y'all get ready for what's up and coming for Palantir Technologies. So first off, Palantir expanded a 5-year deal with Linear to boost AI across their global manufacturing. Now, Palantir made a deal with Lear back in 2023. So now everything has worked out so well with Lear, which their ticker is under LEA for Lear Corporation. They are a global automotive leader in seating and e-systems. So under this new agreement, Lear will broaden its use of Palantir's Foundry as well as Palantir's Warp Speed manufacturing operating system with their AI platform across all of their companies and all of their manufacturings. So currently, Foundry and AIP are helping Lear proactively manage its tariff exposure, automate administrative workflows, and dynamically balance its manufacturing lines. So this is yet another thing that Palantir is into the commercial sector with another commercial seller and company that is huge, especially being in the automotive industry, that this is one of the baselines of what Palantir has created their AI for, was to be able to bring in an amazing workflow, be able to get logistics absolutely to the top peak of performance you can possibly get it at any point in time and across all different areas. So this is what Palantir does best. They have expanded a 5-year deal, so they are coming in really good and really strong with them for Lear. And just to put the icing on the cake with Lear, Lear's implementation of IDEA has resulted in more than $30 million in savings during the first half of 2025, with benefits expected to compound over the remainder of the year and beyond. So that in itself is just a small tidbit of what Palantir's amazing program has been able to push for a different company, being Lear. So that is an amazing thing that Palantir has been able to cinch and get a hold of. That happened just this past Friday. So even though we had a little bit of a bearish day the past Friday, then we're still going to be looking pretty strong coming into this week, I believe. So back whenever we were talking about this back at the end of August in the 20s, I had initially stated that I believed that it was going to stay in this resistance line. So, I mean, we were everywhere looking at the bottom at the 150s, where we were just going to come across and just sit and test this bottom here at 150, 152, and then we were going to come up and test the top range, looking anywhere kind of around this 160 mark. So we've pretty much just stayed inside this resistance level, never really made a breakthrough up or down, just kind of stayed horizontal for the past 2 weeks in trending. So, but everything's been kind of quiet for Palantir over the past couple of weeks until this weekend, where not only did they end up bringing in this new 5-year deal with Lear, they're expanding their partnership with Lear to bring in even more to their support. And then now Palantir has also now collaborated with Lumen to support Lumen's AI-driven transformation. So Lumen Technologies is making this huge collaboration to transition from a traditional telecom firm into a technology infrastructure company. So with this with this collaboration, it's going to enable Lumen to use Palantir's Foundry and AI platform to streamline, once again, its workflows, accelerate decision-making process, and simplify complex legacy operations. So this is another company similar to Lear, where Lear was in the automotive manufacturing, and now Lumen is in a telecommunications firm, which they are going to be able to completely turn and pivot to be able to make a better infrastructure for their company and bridge it into a better direction as well. So that's going to be another company to kind of look at that Palantir has partnered with, Lumen Technologies, under ticker LUMN. So they are able to get into Palantir's AI stream to streamline everything, do better, and there is yet, like I just said again, another company that is bringing Palantir in to completely decimate all the competition and to make their business completely driven to the max. So now, those are the two great sides of everything. Now we're going to go back a little bit into some of the bad news on what has happened a couple of days ago. So there were two insiders that made huge sales, where there was one Palantir inside shareholder that sold shares worth over $3 million, and there was another insider that sold shares worth over $2.5 million. So those, I don't know exactly who those sellers are, but they are definitely somebody to be looking at, considering they have obviously over 1 million shares in Palantir. So, but not exactly knowing who these people are, these inside sellers that are selling off a lot of these shares. We don't necessarily know if they're a corporation that's trying to take a little bit off the top because Palantir's not really hasn't moved in the past couple of weeks, or if it's just somebody that bought in extremely early and they're just ready to cash out, maybe because it kind of seems like you don't know where this is really going to falter, especially over all of that mess and all the news and the scarcity range from Andrew Left's Citron research, where he targeted Palantir, saying that it was beyond overvalued, saying that it would be reasonably priced at $40 to $50 a share, which is absolutely asinine to be able to think that a stock that is trending $150 a share, pushing up close to the 200s, that it should be a third or less of the current stock price. I mean, the market cap on Palantir alone is sitting over here at 363 and a quarter billion. So that is something that's completely like not stretching the type of stock that this is and the height of the stock. Not hype, but the height that this stock has been able to create and make. So, but that's a little bit on the bad side that we've had a couple of heavy sellers, but that was also where you kind of seen this heavy dip. But we were able to close back up where it tried to make a breakthrough, but it ended back up into the resistance line. So all of that came back pretty clean. So that was the great, that was the bad. Now for the best news that we have coming out, where, like I was saying just a minute ago, where they had that short seller scare through saying that Palantir should only be $40 to $50 a share. But now Jim Cramer, which is a lot more of a heavy hitter on stock shares and being able to predict things and seeing in the direction companies are moving along with stocks, Jim Cramer has predicted that Palantir could hit $200 a share despite Salesforce CEO snapping up deals and also calling Palantir CEO Alex Karp a scholar and a gentleman. So he has completely reaffirmed his bullish stance on Palantir Technologies, maintaining his ideology of a $200 price target, which I did make a video exclusively over this and went more in depth about it. So if you want to go back into my Palantir Technologies videos, you can find that 200 price target video. So then you have now with Kramer pushing the stock along with the other two companies where we have a new 5-year boost and a partnering, then this stock is looking to get back bullish again and break through this 160s resistance line and continue back on its positive trek. So I'm not looking at this stock to move down any. I see it singing straight up as it has been time over time, month over month. I mean, not day over day, but you can't have a stock that is 100% bullish. So, but this stock has been proving time and time again to go up, up, and up, and just falter a little bit whenever there are things that are well outside of its control. So now everything has came in to a point where we've had a couple of sellers, we've had a couple of new things, and then Kramer has completely decided to stand firm against what he said on having Palantir at $200 a share. So that is something huge. And I'm ready to see what this week comes, because I believe that there is going to be a lot more that's going to flood through the stock market over this week because of a lot of things that are happening with the U.S. government, some of the tariffs that are going on, a lot of the things that's been transpiring between the Middle East, India, and the talks between Russia and Ukraine, along with some of the small issues that's coming out of China. So that, and then a lot of naval things have also been kind of going awry as well. But to avail, Palantir is probably touching a little bit of all of it. So we could see the stock kind of slide one way or the other. But in the end, I believe it's going to continue to stay on this bullish trend, in my personal opinion, and definitely seconding what Kramer is trying to push as well for a $200 price target. So it's not going to be too much longer, and I believe before the end of the year, I believe we're going to be above 200 a share on this stock by the end of the year. So because this company still has yet to have any major hiccup. So the last time we had a huge dip, it was because of Liberation Day with all of the new tariffs that were spread across the world. And then now this dip is about the second hardest dip that Palantir has had in over a year at this point. So, and this dip is just solely based on news and hate and things of that nature. And I made a video about that too. So if you want to get in on a little bit of my rant on how people have pushed Palantir around in the news and what they think about it, but then if you actually stop and look at the facts that has continually pushed Palantir in this direction that it is in right now, it's undeniable completely. So with all that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all learned a little bit. That, and then to be able to stay and watch this stock grow and flourish as well as it has, and touch all these other amazing companies, to be able to continue pushing other companies into the same direction that they are in. So if you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, and if there's a stock that you like, that you hold in your portfolio as well, then drop it down in the comments below. I'd love to be able to research another one and bring it out to the community. I did have an amazing stock brought up to me, and I was able to completely deliver on it. I'm ready to see what the new update on that stock's going to be, which should come out sometime at the end of this week. So y'all be looking forward for that one as well. So this is the Stock Warden riding off. Y'all come back now, you hear?